All right, we just went live. This is Randy Curvin, and this is Rantin' Randy's Rant, the True Patriots group for October 26, 21, uh, first day of the World Series. All right, where in the hell do you start today, Randy? Let's start out. I've got a question for the state of Missouri. What happened to the American Rescue Plan money for SNAP? What we ended up was shorted last month, and on average, I believe we got a raise in SNAP benefits of $37.11. Uh, so I want to know what happened to the money. Did they take that money and decide, oh, they'll just spread it out further at a lower rate for the citizens of Missouri that need the help with rising grocery prices? And so far, I got one person out there. All right. And there is a 1 second pause when it comes to the chat. So if you come in the room, hello, Nancy. All right. Got first one in the room. I'm going to start out with reading the article about the health department in their rare meeting with the city council. I probably won't read it all, but then I will read part of what the governor did to hamper Adair County Health Department this year. All right. Historically, the Kirksville City Council and Adair County Health Department's Board of Trustees haven't spent much time together. Continuing to work through the COVID-19 pandemic, those entities have learned enhanced in cooperation and strategizing would be beneficial for all. So both groups met on Monday evening to discuss what the needs currently are and what future items need to be addressed. Getting operations back to normal has been a big focus of the health department in recent weeks. COVID-19 vaccine drives and flu shot clinics have been happening, but getting some of the more basic services back has been key. Providing birth certificates and death certificates, WIC or WIC programs, draws blood blood draws and other essential services are available once again. Instead of putting in new programs, we're trying to put in place what we had before COVID, said Jim LeBaron, the health department administrator. We're trying to get our legs under us right now, getting back the clinic back to where it was. And the city council member, John Garner, asked if the health department could look into creating a manual for pandemic preparations in the future, a guiding document that would have mitigation strategy thresholds for certain data points. The board said that it is working on that, but the new state laws have hampered what they're able to do. Now I'm going to skip down to what the governor, Parson, did in this state. Missouri governor signs bill restricting future pandemic health orders, banning vaccine passports. Under law, health orders issued during a state of emergency can't last for more than 30 days within a 180-day cycle. Orders issued outside of a state emergency can last only 21 days within that 180-day period. So that's what's hampering. They were asked to come up with a, let me get off that page where I can see you good people down in chat. Just a second there. I gotta eliminate something over here in the corner. I'm back in front of me. Okay. Basically, what they have done is the city and the county can't get together on writing a future pandemic guideline booklet and how they need to strategize for such an occurrence. But the state of Missouri has decided, no, you can't do that. Red state, baby. Damn. All right, let's get through with the rest of it. Let me beat Donnie. I need my blood pressure lowered. Hadn't been a good day around here. Facebook Papers reveals role in fomenting January 6th attack. Thousands and thousands of leaked documents known now as the Facebook Papers. CNN talked to the supporters in November of 2020, and they talked about events on Facebook groups. That's how they found out about the events. They do it in the name of profit. The bottom line, baby. People in Facebook were talking about the problems of misinformation and disinformation. They literally were telling Facebook that they fomented the January 6th attack. And Cuomo talked to Senator Amy Klobuchar about a bipartisan committee to rein in social media like Facebook. She said Facebook had a page talking about vaping and the young and the disadvantages of doing so, the dangers, but ads were sold vaping companies pushing vaping products. Facebook sells more ads to Americans than the rest of the world because there are no regulations here. New documents deal. Oh, this I got from Rachel last night. Very interesting. Did Joy, our Postmaster General, new documents deal conflicts of interest that Joy faced as Postmaster General. The Postal Service awarded XPO Logistics a $120 million contract over 5 years in April of 2020. That's his old company. Talk about corruption. All while he's running the post office. From June 3rd, 2021, Postmaster investigated over possible campaign finance violation. You remember that's the story where he had his employees donate money to the pardon the use of the word Trump campaign, and he would reimburse them with bonuses. DeJoy had conflicts of interest relating to the companies where he served as chief executive, as well as 13 other major companies that have relationships with the Postal Service, like J.P. Morgan Chase said in August of 2020 that it held talks with the Postal Service several months before about installing ATMs in the post offices. On August 3rd, 2020, DeJoy sent a letter which included in the court documents the Postal Service Board of Governors saying that he had financial interest in J.P. Morgan Chase worth more than $15,000. This year, a new 2021 holiday shipping deadlines, and I just experienced, I went to the post office, a stamp is now 58 cents. The Postal Service recommends the following mailing and shipping deadlines for expected delivery by December 25th and raising rates. USPS is about to change more for you while slowing the mail. Shit, you can't make this shit up, baby. This is already reported that will affect the Virginia election, with election 8 days or 7 days out now, all because of DeJoy's efforts. The Steve Bannon of the Postal Service. Ladies and gentlemen, just a week out from the election, neo-Nazis and white supremacist groups are being held accountable for Charlottesville riot in 2017. It has them all rattled and financially crippled. The leader of the alt-right, you remember him, Richard Spencer, will be representing himself in court. And I apologize for any blinking. It's a bright day here. I've been really busy. I hadn't been able to put full up. And as we approach more into fall, I don't think that full will be necessary, particularly for my YouTube at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The purpose of these proceedings are to bankrupt these organizations like the Proud Boys, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and they're working already with civil lawsuits. Hit them in the wallet is the way to drive them back under the rocks again. New developments in the Rush movie set prop gun. It has been learned that the gun was used earlier in the day with live ammunition for target practice. That same gun was handed to Alec Baldwin as he practiced the scene. It discharged and killed Helena Hutchins she was the cinematographer of the movie. And let's see. Okay, just making sure that wasn't 2 pages. And in fact, I think it is. Well, we'll find out when we get to the other page. Oh, there it is. Oh, still washing my hands a whole lot. Because, baby, I'm going to make it. And see, the Adair County thing is now put a hold on where am I going to get my booster? When will I get my booster? All right, back to the story. Winning the director after passing through Hutchins' body. So who's at fault? The armorer, who's responsible for loading loading the gun, is fairly new, 24 years old, and she said it was scary putting in blanks. And that was a quote from her about her job. And Dave, I believe his name is Dave Halls, was the one that hollered out cold gun and handed it to Alec Baldwin. It's very unlikely, if there's any kind of criminal charges, that it would be against Alec Baldwin, because an armorer and the assistant director handled the gun before they said it was a cold gun and gave it to Alec Baldwin. And forensic will play a part in this investigation as to whether it was a live round left in the gun. The armorer was, like I said, new to the job. We also learned yesterday 9 union members walked off the set over safety concerns earlier that day. The assistant director was fired in 2019 over safety concerns in an accidental shooting on the set. And next, how do you reach anti-vaxxers who believe the big lie? People who believe that Donnie is flying Air Force One around the world. Let me give him a good beating. Oh, I don't know about you, but I feel better. And again, these people that believe that he's flying around the world, and this was a veteran about my age that believes he's still flying around Air Force One around the world. Another who believes vaccines were good under Donnie, but the same vaccines are now killing people that get vaccinated. No reason or logic. You can't make this shit up, brothers and sisters. Conspiracy theories is drowning democracy as well. Back to Facebook again. In 2019, the story of Carol Smith. I think it's called Carol's Journey in the Facebook papers. Carol is a conservative, and she had bare bones Facebook account, much of which she liked Fox News and, of course, Donnie. So that's the groups she was following. Smith's account indicated interest in politics, parenting, and Christianity. She followed a few of her favorite brands, including Fox News, and then and the then president, and that was all. In just 2 days, Facebook algorithms was recommending she join groups dedicated to QAnon, while in 1 week, Smith's feed was full of groups and pages that violated Facebook's own rules, including those against hate speech and disinformation. Like the whistleblower has shown, Zuckerberg cares about money, more about money than spreading hate and selling ads. It's the profit bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. Oligarchs, like in Russia, I see no difference here or there. One story remind me of 2016 race. Now we got to figure out in Russia's election, are they playing off what happened in 2016 here and over there? So one story reminded me of that, and that was in the state to draw away votes from Democrats with fake candidates. You remember that story? I don't remember what the races were, but they had 2 fake candidates that were paid by the Republican Party to make sure and cut down on Democratic votes in that state. This is a ploy used by Putin's party in the recent election. On the same ballot, the same name was listed 3 times. Don't get on me about, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name, but the first name, the real Boris, whatever his last name was, and the other 2 had legally changed their name to Boris right before the election. So it was on the ballot 3 times to make sure and draw away some votes from that Boris, the real one. Now, did they get that from our election in 2016, or was that planning behind the planning here in 2016, ladies and gentlemen? That's about all I got. I'm going to kind of look down through and read some comments at this point. Nancy was the first in the room. Hello, Michael. All right, that's fine. You're going to be at VFW, and you know it's out there when you want to see it, brother. Hello, Mary. And there's a name I haven't seen, Dancing Warrior. All right. Dancing Warrior is from Florida, and I will break out Bonnie again. I don't mind beating him. He's good for my blood pressure. All right, let's see. David Miller. I know one thing, David. What I don't know so much about that Rolling Stone article, but I do know that Donnie's staff knows a lot more than they've been telling, and hopefully we can get something out of the select committee on that. And the Facebook algorithm issue, I do understand that. Part of it is they have more robots, I mean, bots than they do human eyes on things. You could tell from the employees within the Facebook papers that they knew what was going on. They knew the misinformation and disinformation was being spread out there just to sell articles, and that these algorithms were responsible for having Carol's journey, as they're calling it in the papers. That's the reason she joined up with all the QAnon groups. The algorithm and the bots suggested she do so. So uh, Zuckerberg's full of shit. He's lying through his teeth, and he has every time he has talked to Congress or to his own people. He's lying. He knows what it's about. It's about his bottom line and making money, and he doesn't care how he makes it or who he hurts. That's for damn sure, Nancy. I wish we knew some way to get through to them. I'm pretty sure there are good people out there that have learned. Uh, Now they've got pride. Some of them are not going to let go of Donnie simply because they made the mistake of jumping on the Trump train. It's hard to get off, but there are some, and I feel like we're going to see how successful Truth Truth Social is. But we got to keep in mind he's being financed by Wall Street. So whether I think they're going to find, just like with his blog, there's not going to be any interest in it. Uh, all right, I see all of you out there. I do appreciate, and I do appreciate those new ones I see. All right, glad to hear that, Dancing Warrior. I kind of figured that most people that are out here are already blue dots, and that's what this whole damn thing is about. Is I'm going to stay out here. I will be out here. This is free to everyone. I get a lot of support from people, and it's not all monetary. It's a lot of the posts that in my status that I have out there that comes from Blue Dot members. If it wasn't for this family, uh, I couldn't keep this thing going. So I just wanted to say that, and I appreciate each and every one of you for coming today. Uh, and later on, Blue Dot meeting, I will probably just share that today. Grace and I are getting ready for the game. Going to have to go back and watch it over the air. Hopefully, our local Fox out of Iowa will cover the game. I can't find out anything from their guide, I guess, because I don't pay for their services here in Kirksville. Uh, my connection with DirecTV if I had the antenna in the living room, I would be able to uh, have it hooked in to direct TV, and then I could get a guide because somewhere in this country people are paying for Ottumwa, Iowa, KYOU. Over the air, I can't get any idea. It's 7 o'clock when the game starts, and I've either got it uh, on live TV back in the bedroom, or I'm not going to be able to see it. I looked it up on FS1, ladies and gentlemen. I can watch it from 3:30 to 6:30 in the morning if I can't get it over the air. So maybe a hell of a night or morning, early morning. All right. Like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you. I love this family and I will keep doing this. This is free and it always will be. Anybody that interested in the Blue Dot family and fighting, I'm always in pursuit of truth here. All right, let's go with peace, resist, persist. And I insist we keep pushing. If we have to hit the streets, we have to have federal oversight on voting. If we don't, we aren't going to have a democracy after 2022. If Kevin McCarthy is back in charge in the House, I'm afraid he's just going to reinstall this piece of shit. All right, that's all I got for you today. Uh, have a good time this evening. Uh, keep in mind, democracy is on the line. We already know that more than likely a deal is going to be worked out when it comes to infrastructure, but probably the most we're going to get out of it is lower drug prices through Medicare. The Mansion and Cinema and people like them want to throw the rest out. Uh, and like I said yesterday, someday never comes, particularly for somebody my age. All right. And a lot of you out there are affected too. Have a good one. See you later on in I'll drop in and share the meeting because we're going to be ready, get something to eat, and get back there to watch the game in the bedroom. Have a good one. See you later. Go down and like, share. If you're new out there, you like what you hear, subscribe, please. Share this shit. You can help me a lot by just doing that. Thank you. Like I said, share this shit.